was definitely an experience, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, we ready to go?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
1343, stopping the vehicle central and 40th in place. 13L30 is behind the unit.
Sit back and relax. Your group therapy session has started. Welcome to Alone and Unsupervised.
All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome to Alone and Unsupervised. I'm Frank. This is Isaiah.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
So far, we have session 1 under our belt.
Session 1 under our belt. We did a live to kind of push out session 1.
Live was super awkward. Pretty much.
Yeah, I think we had one dude on there that was commenting, and he was like throwing shade the entire time.
Yeah, that was our first time going live, and I'd never been live before, so I didn't really know what I was looking at. But
it was a complete dumpster fire. Yeah. It was.
I think we were about 7 minutes in, we're just talking, and you realize that all these people who joined left. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, hey. Can't really get more awkward than that, I guess. We pretty much spent the entire live talking to ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But hey, that's what we do.
That's what we're doing right now.
So that's kind of where we're at there for how things have been for us so far. How about you all? Type in the comments how you're feeling, what you're thinking. Give some feedback on the first session and what you think, what you want to see, what we can do better.
Yeah. So, as said in the first session, the second one's going to be topic of why cops / veterans / first responders make the best friends and why they don't.
Why they also just are horrible friends.
Well, okay. On how many friends do you have that aren't military or first responder?
Ooh.
That aren't because of your significant other or somebody that, hey, I think you'll like this person. You should meet them.
Wow.
I don't take out my wife's friends and my wife's friends like husbands or whatever or coworkers. I don't think I have any. Seriously. I don't think I have any at all. And there's a red flag.
Yeah.
How are you supposed to decompress from the job whenever all you do is sit around and hang out with people that all they want to do is talk about the job?
Yeah. See, I already suck because I forgot to put on my headphones.
Yeah.
But, all right.
Yeah. I have none, and that might be a problem.
Or it might not.
Or it might not,
I think it's natural for friends you have outside of the field.
Mm-hmm.
At least when you're starting to naturally disappear, especially when you're in law enforcement, because people feel a certain way, people feel how they feel.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I think a lot of times we associate ourselves with other first responders just because.
Well, we're like-minded.
Yeah. And
you can't really drop dark humor at, your wife's dinner banquet for her job or whatever, I guess you can. It may not be received well.
Oh, yeah.
It's definitely not going to be received well. But, when it comes to having this type of community as friends, I would say a big benefit is I got a list of probably 5 people that I can call right now. Because the way I look at it, and we've had this conversation before, that I break my friend group up into 2 people. The people that I cannot call past 9 o'clock because, they're sleeping, it's family time, it's whatever. But I have those 3 o'clock friends where, hey, I need you, and the first thing I hear is on my way, and the second thing I hear is a Glock going into a holster.
Maybe do I need to bring a shovel?
Yeah, what? But there's no questions asked. They just show up, and I think I can speak for the whole community that that's who we are, we we run into danger for strangers every single day. Why wouldn't I do it for my homie? You know.
What I really think is exceptional about these fields is the idea that even if you hate the guy you're working with, you're still going to be that first one who's up there responding or.
Well, yeah, because the ultimate goal is to go home at the end of every shift. You know, I don't care if I don't like you. Like, you're carrying a badge, you're carrying a whatever. Like, I'll take my patrol car through a building for you. Like, you're going home to your family. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like, that's just how it is, you know? Like, you're going home.
That's a lot of paperwork, though.
It is going to be a lot of paperwork. But, hey, listen.
You're going to have to pee in a cup, too.
Yeah. Good thing I'll pass.
No, it definitely is, unique. You don't see some of these bonds. I mean, I guess you can call it trauma bonding, you can call it whatever, but
yeah,
you don't see a lot of these bonds built in other fields.
Well, and let's take an office job for example. Like you're in a cubicle, you're clackety-clacking all day. You really don't know what that person's like whenever they get a heater shoved in their face or some dude just walks up and punches them right in the mouth. You really don't know. But luckily, questionable, in our line of work, like, we do know. You know what I mean? I mean, we've been on calls before where we've got to go hands-on, and we, like, it's what you do. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, come hell or high water, I'm going home, and if it's a you're going to jail type of situation, guess what? You're going to jail. Like, my wantingness to go home supersedes your wantingness to take me out of this world.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just how it is. But same thing for you. You know what I mean? Like, they're trying to take you out of this world. Well, good luck, buddy. You know what I mean?
Well, and I think one of the beauties about this job, too, is because you spend so much time with each other, you begin to be able to really read that person without having to talk to you.
I can hear it in your voice on the radio. Like, as soon as you're not well,
mm-hmm.
or as soon as you get, like, that hinky feeling on a traffic stop, like, I know instantly. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Or even just, honesty and being able to, read body language.
Yeah.
We got some feedback here.
Okay. Again, we're rolling with the punches. So,
yeah.
This is what you get.
Mm-hmm. But no, like I said, just being able to look at mannerisms, body language of those we work with, I mean, even something as simple as eye shifts or, just communication with the eyes.
Well, I've been told to step off the scene before, at my last agency. Like, we had an incident where there's a little girl that she broke a mirror, and she just went to ham on her arms, on both arms. There was a bunch of lacerations on both arms. I mean, they were superficial, but she was a 12-year-old girl. Clearly, there was a problem there, and I got mad because Dad was more worried about the bill at the hospital, the bill at the psych facility we're going to send her to, and the ambulance ride bill. He was more worried about the monetary value than getting his daughter the help that she needed, and I lost my mind. And thankfully, my partner at the time saw that I was at my breaking point and was like, dude, take a lap.
Mm-hmm.
You need to cool off.
And, I mean, I don't know how many times we've interacted with each other with nothing more than just a facial expression or a look. We just, whether it's good, bad, funny, whatever.
Even when the dude's feeding you a line of crap and you know it's a line of crap and you look over the car at each other and you just kind of give each other a smile like, oh yeah, dude, this is I'm going to have fun. He's not, but we're going to have fun with this.
Yeah, this is where we're going today. This is, you chose poorly.
Yeah. But I guess those are all reasons why we make good friends.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go down the rabbit hole of why we don't make good friends.
I mean, I think competition plays a huge role in that.
We're all type A personalities.
People, sometimes we see competitions even where there aren't any, or there's no need for it.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that everybody in this community is the way I am, but I'm a very blunt, very honest person. I don't have time. Life is too short to beat around the bush. Like if I'm not getting a good vibe from you that I want to hang out with you, I'm gonna cease and disconnect immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it's something that my wife has going on, and then I'll play nice because I don't want to mess up her deal she's got going on. But if I'm not feeling it, hey man, listen, here's the deal. You're not passing the vibe check, so I'm gonna go ahead and see myself out.
Well, I mean, even beyond that, though, just there are some people in this profession who take competition. I mean, everything's a competition,
Mhm.
even when it's not. Like
Yeah.
they want to, they see you as a threat, or
Mhm.
they're intimidated by you, so suddenly
Yeah.
you become a target. So I mean, the downside is there is a lot of backstabbing within
A lot of climbing the ladder, stepping on hands on the way up.
within first responder profession,
Mhm.
and even the veteran community too. Even the military, active duty, the guard,
Mhm.
reserves. I mean, there's a lot of that. If somebody sees a weakness, they try and exploit that maybe for their own good, and
Yeah.
that leads.
Well, sometimes seeing somebody's weakness and calling it out is a good thing
Mhm.
because you don't want that weakness to come out bad. Say you're in a call that it's that type of call, or you're in a firefight, or you're in whatever, and this dude's not par for the course. Yeah, that guy needs to be excommunicated immediately because if you're not an asset, here's my outlook on it. If you're not an asset, you're a liability, and it's your job to decide what you're going to be. You know what I mean?
No, I mean that I can agree with. I'm talking about when it's used for ill purposes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, there is that old saying, both with Army and even police work for that matter, trust me with your life and not your money or your wife.
Yeah. Well, so you bring that up. There's a buddy of mine at my old agency that he said this to me, and it kind of changed the way I think about policing. And I can only speak on policing because I'm not EMS, I'm not fire. But it's something to be said that I can trust you with my life, but I may not be able to trust you with my words.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've seen it where people will take something you said, whether it's taken out of context, on accident, or on purpose, or they just in general want to go to your sergeant, your captain, your lieutenant, your chief, whoever you have above you, and oh, hey, did you hear what this guy just said? Blah, 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 blah. And now, next thing you know, you're an IA.
Yeah, I mean, it creates a self-imposed status elevation. Somebody has information, they feel that information makes them important, and so by sharing it, they're fulfilling that idea of self-importance.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, even beyond that, I mean, I would say one of the downsides too. I mean, not to delve too deep into like mental health this early, but I mean, one of the problems we have is being that alpha male community or that alpha community in general. Sometimes when you surround yourself with people like that who aren't open-minded, it leads to the development of stigmas.
Oh yeah, for sure, yeah.
And that can create a problem, especially if you're experiencing something or going through something that is not good for you at that time.
I mean, I'm sure in the 18 years that you've been doing this, you've had a call that stuck with you. The calls that stick with me are the ones that deal with kids. The way my brain works is I can usually rationalize why things happen to adults. Now I know there's a lot of cases out there or calls out there that happen that there are no reasons. People just suck. So, they victimize other people. Or they, take advantage of other people, if you will. But when it comes to kids, man, it's really hard for me to rationalize my head around that. And the first call that I had that really stuck with me was a 16-year-old kid died in a car accident. There were 5 people in the car. 1 kid died, and for like 3 days, I had this like cloud over me, if you will, and I wanted to cry, I wanted to yell, I wanted to break stuff. I didn't want to go to work, but I still had to respond, and I knew that I was carrying that baggage with me to calls, and I know we didn't want to get down the rabbit hole of mental health, but hey, it's unscripted. We're just flowing with it. At my old agency, I went to my chief and I was like, hey, listen, here's the deal. Here's what's going on. I don't know if I'm depressed. I don't know what's happening. And he kind of sat back in his chair and, he kind of folded his fingers and he looked at me and he was like, well, welcome to law enforcement. Let's get you some help. And that was a huge thing. Like, he was the one that basically explained to me, hey, listen, we see things most people aren't going to see, and it's okay to not be okay.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, sometimes, though, the culture ends with, that same statement ends with, welcome to law enforcement.
Yeah. Like, you signed up for this.
Nothing follows.
You knew what you were getting into.
Mm-hmm.
Deal with it, and then they'll usually use some adjective of female reproductive organ.
Yeah.
And it sucks, but it is what it is. I don't subscribe to that theory that you signed up for this, you know what you're getting into. Because everybody gets into being a first responder for their own reasons. Everybody joins the military for their own reason.
Mm-hmm.
I know for me, I remember being a kid watching 9/11 happen. You were probably, you were an adult by the time 9/11 happened, but, it's neither here nor there.
We're not talking about that.
Oh, man. But, yeah.
But, even still, most people, when they get into this field, they don't know what they're getting into. They have an idea of what they think it is,
And everybody wants to save the world when they first become a police officer.
Oh, yeah. So with cops, you have shows, like Cops. All you see...
Dude, I like watching all the old episodes when the rights violations happen. Like, clearly that goes against case law, but whatever.
Well, maybe that's why there is case law. But, no, when you grow up on shows like Cops,
yeah,
all you see is, like, the fun stuff, the adrenaline stuff.
Or, like Law and Order, Blue Bloods.
Yeah.
As growing up, watching shows like Law and Order or The Shield, throwing it back a little bit, or even going back further, like, In the Heat of the Night, stuff like that. Like, they would get into a big shooting and a bunch of people would die. And at the end, like the next episode, they're, smoking and joking.
Mm-hmm. They're back to work.
As a kid, I never understood the legality of that. Now I watch it and I'm like, dude, this report's going to suck. Like, my gosh. You're going to get carpal tunnel from typing so much.
Mm-hmm. But, again, these type of shows, these type of productions, what they do is you see, like, the stuff that looks fun, but you don't, see the things that we typically see on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
Or, depending on where you work, day-to-day, weekly, monthly, whatever.
Yeah.
But the point is, you think back to the academy, or you think back to basic training, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
At what point do they mention, anything about kids? It's
yeah, but you go over juvenile law because you have to.
Well, yeah, but
they don't really break it down. Like you get if you're not willing to put your uniform on and know that you have a target on your back and know that you might not walk back through your door, like they beat that down. They beat you down with that. But yeah, no one really talks about like. I guess they kind of talk about the mental load, but not as much as they should.
Mm-hmm. But just to kind of bring things full circle too, I think that's why it goes back to why first responders are sometimes the best friends to have.
Mm-hmm.
But the caveat I would add is if they align with your values and if they align with some. I'm not saying they have to agree on everything.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Because naturally, you're probably not going to. Even you and I have our differences, but we're adult enough and man enough to be able to work through them.
Yeah, and we're both big enough people to fully admit that I'm right and you're wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. That's cool. It's whatever.
No, but I think people have to have some of those same same values. They have to believe the same things like even as simple as, it's okay to get help, or it's, okay to have bad days, but they also have to have that courage to be able to call you out when you're wrong, or, recognize when they see something in you, whether it's, okay, are you just having a crappy day, or...
Yeah, but they're quick to call you brother, but, or sister, or whatever, but, if they see you struggling and they're not willing to step up and say something, or even add, hey man, like, what's your mental health level at today? Like, how you feeling? Are you really my friend? Are you really my brother? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, we might wear a badge and we might carry a gun to work every day, but if you're not willing to step back and actually check on somebody, that's a problem. You know what I mean?
I mean, if you think about it too, how many times, thinking back to your interactions just over the years, how many times would the term mental health even come up in a conversation not involving a citizen?
Oh, yeah. Not very rarely.
A lot of people...
Or very rarely.
Yeah, a lot of, during behavioral emergencies, people actually, they have a hard time even saying the word. Well, I don't know if I can say it on YouTube. But asking somebody if they're wanting to commit any kind of self-harm.
Oh, yeah, gotcha.
So,
you want to hurt yourself, you want to hurt others?
Yeah, they can't even ask those simple questions because it feels awkward to them. So how are you, that person is actually potentially experiencing a visual, okay, sorry.
We got technical difficulties, or what?
Huh?
We got technical difficulties?
No, I just had some feedback.
Okay.
No, but they're experiencing some kind of visual or observable crisis, and they can't even ask that question. What about somebody who's pretty much spent careers so far learning to hide it? How are you going to ask that question? Yeah.
Well, and like, what's the statistic that first responders go through a critical incident? Like through a 20-year career, they'll have 800 critical incidences, where the normal person has 1 to 3 through their whole entire life.
Yeah. Don't fact check us on that.
Yeah,
we're probably wrong.
Yeah, it's loosely based on something I saw on the internet, so it's true, right?
Yeah, it has to be true. It's on the internet.
Yeah, exactly. But I think that's got to be, we weren't trying to make this a whole mental health episode. I think we went down that rabbit hole. But again, unscripted.
Yeah, now you know what to expect.
Yeah, it's squirrel. You know what I mean? It's like the new shiny thing. Like barracudas, we look at the shiny thing and just attack it.
Well, I'm thinking more honey badger, but
honey badger.
But no, but it is it. This is the time too where we would ask the audience. What do you think makes first responders or military or veterans the best of friends, but also what makes them the worst friends?
Yeah. Well, and obviously we're biased, but if you're a civilian, please comment. We want some feedback on this. This is a genuine question. What makes us good and what makes us bad at being friends? And I think one thing is, you may be a civilian and you may have had a crappy day at work, and the reason why you had a crappy day at work is because you're behind on this, you're behind on that, and your boss is really just, driving it home for you, or whatever reason. Meanwhile, this cop was on a traffic stop, and he had to fight for his life, literally fight for his life for 7 minutes until backup can get there. We may have an skewed opinion on that, and I think that might be a reason why we might not be the best of friends. Or, maybe you're EMS and you had that 6-year-old die in your arms or whatever, that's definitely not going to be easy.
Or, just the idea of, your civilian friend is having a bad day, but you kind of downplay it inadvertently with your bad day.
Yeah.
So, another question I would ask for civilians out there, how many of you who have first responder friends are as close to them before they started that, or has your relationship changed over the years?
Yeah.
Because again, like I said before, bringing it full circle, I'm a firm believer that your true friends who are in these fields, even though they may have faults, even though they may have downsides, I think they are going to be even still the best friends you will ever have, because they're the ones who are going to drop everything in the middle of the night or...
Oh, yeah, for sure. And like over the years, I've had people I've worked with, and they're my coworkers, they're acquaintances. Not everybody I work with is my friend. That's just, that's just the way it is, but for me, and me personally, this is my own belief. For me to actually call you my friend, for me, it means that I will actually take a round in my face for you. You know what I mean? Like, I will lay down my life for you to make sure that you go home. To me, that's what friendship is. I don't know, is that too far, maybe?
No, it's your moneymaker. That's one of the only things you have working for you. So,
yeah.
That says a lot.
Yeah. But, we kind of got heavy there.
I know. Now's, I guess, the time where we say inappropriate things to just completely flip it.
Yeah,
wiener. 180.
Yeah.
Did you say wiener?
Yeah.
All right.
I think that's acceptable on social media guidelines. I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, I guess, again, we're learning as we go.
It's better than saying, the P word.
That is true.
Yeah,
so, again, hey, all of you who are viewing, you're kind of getting indoctrination into
of what it's like to hang out with Frank and Isaih.
Yeah, which is not for the faint of heart.
No, it's not. But I guess I'll take this time to tell you, please follow, subscribe, share. Everything counts. Every little bit helps. We want this community to grow. So every little bit helps, and it's a village. So it's like kind of raising a kid. It takes a village. It's going to take a village to get this podcast to where it needs to be, and we need your help. A lot of your help, actually.
And even with that being said, we may be that vessel for the community that's coming together. Mm-hmm. But interact with each other in the comments. Obviously, keep it respectful. Because again, once you kind of open that can, then
once you open Pandora's box, there is no hope for you. There's no help. I'll be honest, I can be really unhinged if you get sideways in the comments, which is fine. I have no problem being unhinged.
We're both fans of friendly banter. You'll probably hear the occasional firefighter joke or trooper joke or something like that. Yeah. But again, it's different when it's said, with love than when you're just being a jackass. And can I say jackass?
I don't know. You just said it twice, so we'll see.
So we'll see.
Actually, I think you just described an animal, so I think it's allowed.
Yes. Okay. So if you're going to be a jackass, then we're going to make an example out of you. So don't do that. Just be respectful. It's okay to have different opinions. It's okay to have friendly debate, but there are lines, and even though we're the way we are, it's our show. So
we can do what we want.
Yeah, if you want to be mean, you can.
Yeah, follow your heart. Heart.
Yeah, go make your own show and go from there.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, I think it was a pretty good conversation. Again, give us your feedback. Let us know what you think. Thoughts, ideas, complaints, respectful. But
yeah, if it's a crappy complaint, it's going to go right in the trash can. Yeah. So. But if you think of how we can do this better, if you have a topic you want us to talk about, if you got a safety brief that you want us to give at the end of the show, anything, shout it out, and if we can make it happen, we'll try. If we can't, well, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, otherwise he's just going to, just like last episode, start shouting out random screen names and...
Yeah. Oh, speaking of shout out, Fat Electrician, got your shirt on. It ain't a war crime the first time. So, Maybe one day we'll share a table with you. Hopefully, that'd be kind of cool. Probably not though. But I mean, it would definitely be cool. But the likelihood of that happening is probably far and few in between. But with that, you think it's good if I can give tonight's safety brief?
I would say so.
All right, here we go. Tonight's safety brief. Don't add to the population unless it's consensual. Don't take away from the population. And if you find yourself in jail, assert dominance immediately.
With that being said,
Love you, bye.
Love you, bye.